Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here. Alright, now here I am with a review of another TV Halloween special. And now here I am with a review for Toy Story of Terror. Yeah, I haven't actually really watched any of the Toy Story short films or any of the TV specials or anything like that. Yeah, really when it comes to Toy Story, I really just have always stuck to the films, and I really haven't really watched any of those short films like the Toy Story Hawaiian Vacation. That was like the short film that was shown before Cars 2, and now they've done like some other Toy Story short films like that, and they've done some like TV specials as well, which I've never really watched before. But yeah, it's due because of that, and it's, since I really do love Toy Story, I did decide to give this special a watch, and yeah, this was a pretty good special overall. Yeah, though yeah, it is kind of a loose Halloween special because they do market this as a Halloween special, but in this special, Halloween is never even actually mentioned, nor is there even any sort of acknowledgement that this special does take place during Halloween time. Yeah, it's just I guess treated as a Halloween special because this film is kind of given sort of a horror film style narrative because yeah, throughout this special, Mr. Pricklepants is just going through the premise of the horror film, and it's basically kind of what does happen in the special because yeah, because in this as this special does start, it does show they are like yeah, the toys are watching a horror film, and apparently Mr. Pricklepants is apparently acting as if he actually does know the narratives of a horror film, and throughout this special, he really just goes through them, and it pretty much is what they're actually going through in the special. Yeah. So yeah, what the premise of the special is just that it's kind of like a similar narrative in this special that was in Toy Story 2, because in this special, what the premise is that it does take place sometime after Toy Story 3, and Bonnie and her mother are going on a road trip, but apparently they have a flat tire, and so they have to stay at a motel for the night. And then, as all the toys that are with her, there's Woody, Buzz, Jesse, Rex, Mr. Potato Head, Trixie, and Mr. Pricklepants. Yeah, that night in the motel, they all are trying to explore the motel room, but then they all end up going missing, and then it turns out that what's going on is that the manager of the hotel has stealing some unattended toys from the motel guests, and he is actually selling them in online auction. So yeah, it's basically kind of a similar thing to what Al was trying to do with Woody in Toy Story 2. So yeah, so this does kind of have a similar type of narrative to it that Toy Story 2 did. Yeah, and yeah, in this special, we do get all the toys that I was already mentioning that Bonnie brought along for the trip. They also in the special, they do also come across some other toys as well, such as Jesse comes across a Combat Carl doll, and then yeah, there are some other toys like a toy clock timer, which is named Old Timer. There's the Pocketeer, and yeah, just some other toys like that that are have also been taken from other motel guests and have tried the manager is trying to sell online. So yeah, yeah, and overall, I do think that overall it is a pretty uh good special. Like I said, it's not really very Halloween oriented because, like I said, there's no sort of Halloween acknowledgement in the special at all. But yeah, due to the tone that it's given, I guess that's really the main reason why they do treat this special as a Halloween special. Yeah, and so yeah, this special actually did premiere on ABC in 2013. So yeah, it's kind of like a mix, like in between the releases of Toy Story 3 and Toy Story 4, of course. Of course, yeah. And so yeah, and I guess like this was kind of like what Pixar was originally planning to do, to kind of like have Toy Story sort of live on before they decided to make Toy Story 4, because yeah, as I mentioned earlier, they did like have like some other like Toy Story short film, like the Hawaiian Vacation short, and they did have some other shorts as well as some TV specials as well, like this one. So yeah, I did think it was kind of interesting that Pixar wanted to have Toy Story live on in that way rather than before they decided to do another feature film. So yeah, I did kind of think that it was an interesting way for them to kind of like keep Toy Story going. Yeah. Yeah. And overall, I do think that this is a pretty good special. Yeah, you still like pretty much do have like the entire cast. Well, yeah, the everybody from the movies that they do like reprise their roles in the special. Yeah, you still do have Tom Hanks as Woody, Tim Allen as Buzz, Joan Cusack as Jessie. There's you have Don Rickles as Mr. Potato Head, Wallace Shawn as Rex. Timothy Dalton as Mr. Pricklepants, and Christian Shaw as Trixie. Trixie as and yeah, pretty much like everybody that is a recurring character or from the movies in the special do have like their roles reprised, and yeah, you also do like have some other people in this providing voices in the special as well, like Carl Weathers, Stephen Chabalowski, Howski, Kate McKinnon, and Lorraine Newman, and D. Bradley Baker. And so yeah, so you do have some like new uh people in this special as well, and yeah, everybody overall is like entertaining to listen to in this. Yeah, and I do like the premise. Like it's just like as this begins, it just shows like the toys just end up like mysteriously disappearing, and yeah, the focus seems to like kind of be on Jessie in this special, because yeah, she's really like the one that really like seems to really like have the like of the character arc or the character phase, like well, the character face in this, because yeah, this like does like show how she really does not like being alone in boxes, of course, like tying in with like how she felt about going back into storage in a Toy Story 2. And yeah, and towards like the start of the special, she ends up getting locked in a toolbox, and she like is having the anxiety about that. And then yeah, once like a Woody ends up like getting sold online as he's like packaged up like just he like gets free from the place that the toys are being locked up in, and yeah, of course, like she doesn't want to get it sealed up in a box, of course, but yeah, with some motivation, like she then and like agrees to do it and stuff, and then yeah, she does like overcome her anxiety of boxes. So so yeah, they really do like kind of like make Jessie the focus of the special, and really just uh, put her through the character arc in this, and I do think that it is done pretty well. So, yeah, so really, I can't find really too much to complain about this special. I mean, it does have like an overall a pretty entertaining plot for it. I mean, it does like have a good character arc with Jessie. See, and yeah, I mean, it, and plus, I mean, bottom line, it's Toy Story, so I mean, who's really gonna complain? So yeah, I do think this is a pretty good special, though. Yeah, like I said, it isn't really like really set at around Halloween, or even like take place during Halloween. So yeah, but yeah, as it's staying for what it is like about, it does do it like pretty well. So yeah, so if you haven't seen this special before, I would recommend watching it, especially if you're a Toy Story fan, because I mean, does Toy Story ever really disappoint? So yeah, all right. So I guess I'll just go over the premise of this special. So yeah, as I said, it opens up with Bonnie and her mom on a road trip. And then shows that in the trunk, Woody, Buzz, Jessie, Rex, Mr. Potato Head, Trixie, and Mr. Pricklepants are like sitting in the trunk, and they're watching a horror movie of some kind on a portable DVD player. And yeah, as I said, Mr. Pricklepants, and just like it's like sort of like narrating throughout the special, like narrating ongoing events as if it was like part of an actual horror film. Because he like was claiming that he was an expert of horror films. Yeah, yeah. But then, no, Bonnie and her mom end up getting a flat tire, and yeah, they have to like stay in a motel for the night because they won't be able to get a tow truck like to help them with it until the morning. So then, yeah, they then ended up checking into a motel, and as they went to sleep, then all the toys then and like were able to get out of Bonnie's bag, and as they were exploring the motel room, Mr. Potato Head then was just seemingly missing, and then as they were like searching through like an air vent for him and stuff, like it just showed, as I said, the toys just ended up like just mysteriously disappearing, and then it just ended up only leaving Jesse, and then Jesse eventually came across like a bathroom, and then she ended up like meeting Combat Carl, as I said, who was like a military action figure here, and he was separated from his owner as well, and he was also missing a hand. And then he was urging Jesse to flee to her own owner for safety, but yeah, Jesse, of course, was insistent on saving her friends. But then, yeah, a mysterious type of creature then just ended up like taking Combat Carl and then Jesse, and then it then revealed that this creature that took all the toys was an iguana named Mr. Jones, who was owned by the hotel manager Ron. And yeah, it's shown that Ron ends up taking unattended toys from the guests and sells them in online auctions. And yeah, and then and then it showed that he keeps all the toys in a glass cabinet in the back room of his office, which like all the other toys were in as well. Oh, which included like all her friends and Combat Carl and other toys like the ones I mentioned earlier. Her initial the Combat Carl also like had a smaller Combat Carl, which he just named Carl Jr. Yeah, and then yeah, Woody ended up being sold in the auction for $2,000, and so then as the morning approached, Ron ended up packing up Woody to be shipped, and then Jesse ended up being sold too. And as like Jesse was like taken out of the case, Ron ended up being distracted by the arrival of the tow truck, and then as Jesse was left on the counter, then the delivery lady then took Woody out to the truck, and then Combat Carl then urged Jesse that she's their only hope to rescue Woody. Hoodie. Yeah. And so then, and yeah, Combat Carl then was able to convince Jesse to get packed in a box to save Woody. Hoodie. And then, yeah, she was then, as she was like loaded into the truck, she broke out of her box and freed Woody from his. And then, as they were able to return back to the office, then it showed then Bonnie and her mom checking out. And of course, then Jesse then like tried to like get Bonnie's attention, but yeah, Mr. Jones then like ended up attacking Jesse, but Jesse was able to like fight off Mr. Jones and caused him to puke up Combat Carl's hand, which he ate, as well as Mr. Potato Head's arm, which he also ate. Yeah, and then yeah, Jesse was able to use Mr. Potato Head's arm to pull down the curtain covering up the office, and then reveal all of Bonnie's toys, and Mr. and Ron had taken them, and then of course then after like they realized that Ron had taken the toys, then like Ron ended up giving them back to Bonnie because Bonnie's mom was threatening to call the police on Ron, and so. And then, yeah, Ron was, of course, like, then trying to negotiate to buy the toys, but yeah, Bonnie and her mom weren't having any of it. And then, as he was distracted with it, the other toys were able to escape as well. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then, yeah, then just showed everybody then reunited, and Mr. Pricklepink just finishing off the narration and saying that the monster had one more ace up his sleeve, but then, yeah, nothing happened because, yeah, they first couldn't find Mr. Potato Head, but then discovered that he was just on a different side of the trunk, and so then, they all then were reunited, and uh, it just and then Rex was just like talking to Prickle Pants. Hence that the credits roll, and then as they did, then just it then cut to credits, and then it showed then during the credits how Combat Carl and the other toys were able to board the delivery truck to return to their rightful owners also, and then it showed then two police officers then arriving to question Han about stealing the toys, and then Ron then tried to escape by hijacking their car, but then he like immediately crashed it and then just fled on foot, and then the officers then just initiated a manhunt, and then that's how it ended. So so it is like a pretty entertaining special. There are some funny moments to it, and overall, like I said, I do like how it really like put gives Jessie a character arc in this, and really kind of like makes her the main focus of this special. So like I said, that if you haven't seen this special before, I would recommend it. I do think that it is a pretty good special. I mean, as I said, I mean, it's Toy Story, so I mean, can it really disappoint? So what is there really not to recommend about it? I mean, Toy Story. He what can I say? It's Toy Story. So I mean, I think that says it all. I mean, Toy Story just anything with Toy Story really is worth watching. So like I said, and if you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. All right. So I guess that's all I can really say about it. So I guess that's also my review of Toy Story of Terror. So I hope you guys did enjoy this review. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.